Hey, welcome to the channel. It's Quinn here with Valhalla Outfitter. You can see more original content at valhallaoutfitter.com. Black Friday is quickly approaching, which means Christmas is shortly behind that. I thought it might be helpful to some of you who has a hiker or outdoors person in your life, a fisher person or a hunter that you think has everything. What do you get the person that has everything that likes to be outside? I thought this might be a good gift guide to help you think about that if your budget is, say, about $100 or less, something like that. So we got 6 different ideas for you. I think you could probably find something on this list to accommodate just about everyone. First, JetBoil cooking system. Has a little cup, JetBoil fins, all collapses down into inside this container. You've got the little propane stove piece, can boil water in a minute. You can use that to make hot meals on the trail. This one has the built-in coffee press, so if somebody is out camping and they want to kick it up a notch in terms of what they can prepare to eat, hot drinks, this is really a cool kit. You do need the little propane fuel canisters that I don't think I got any with it, but on sale about $100, and someone will thank you when they're eating a hot meal on the trail. When you're eating, you also need something to drink, and carrying water is heavy. We've probably all done it. Couple solutions to help with that. This is the GRAYL water purification system. Has a locking lid. These things are right about $100, and it will filter, 250 gallons of water before it needs a new filter. Just fill the bottom with it. Take the top piece, use these press pads, push it down, and as that water goes through that filter, you are left with pure drinking water. This is good for anybody who travels. If you're going, say, on an international trip and you don't know if the water is going to be a little dodgy, throw this in your pack and you can have clean water anywhere. This is about $100. Another solution that you can get in these little rip open packages, the Life straw. Not quite as slick, but it serves the same purpose, particularly if somebody's just out for a day trip, so they're packing water. Throw one of these in a pack in case you were to get lost or something were to happen and you'd be out longer than you thought and you want to be able to get water that you can put in your body safely. Life straw is a good way to go. Okay, so you had something to eat, you had something to drink. Now it's going to be dark. You need to be able to see. Most everybody probably already has some variety of these. This is my Diamondback headlamp. When you're thinking about getting somebody a headlamp, you want it to be probably rechargeable in this day and age. Nobody likes messing with batteries. This has a couple different brightness settings and also has a red light so you don't ruin people's night vision, which is nice to have. This is a really good headlamp. Again, this one I think was about $50, but sub $100 you can get somebody a headlamp. Even if they have one, they could probably always use another one. Or you might want to just consider, if they have a headlamp, get a flashlight that is pretty bright. This is a Browning version that is 350 lumens. It's pretty much as bright as I need for most things. And again, USB rechargeable, so you don't have to worry about batteries. This one does have batteries, but it has an adjustable beam that you can widen and narrow, and it's red light only, so if you're out at night and you're maybe looking for animals and you don't want to spook everything around you, a red light flashlight is kind of nice to have. And then lastly, I really like these 2 pieces. This again is a black diamond. It has these little legs, so it has its own stand if you want to use it at your campsite, at a picnic table, or your camper, or what have you. They fold up for ease of storage, and then it also has little hangy hooks so you can dangle it. You turn it on and you can also hold it and it will get to its brightest setting, and hold it, it will get to its dimmest setting. And it also allows you to utilize the internal battery in here as a USB charger, so you can sacrifice some of your light time to charge another device. I really like this one. I use this one a lot. It's a good one. Last but not least, for the packer that wants to be really weight conscious, these things are really slick. This is solar powered, so you never need a battery at all, by Lusa, and it's got this little inflator. When you inflate it, it turns into a lamp, a lantern. It has a few different light settings on there, so you can kind of have it how you want it set. Solar powered again, so you never need a battery, and it really makes for an effective lamp. You pump it all the way up, it kind of looks like a roll of toilet paper. These aren't very expensive either. I don't know, about 30 bucks, something like that. But it compresses down and weighs virtually nothing and doesn't require any battery. So for the outdoors person on your list, a good light solution is always going to be appreciated. It's another nice thing to have around, particularly if you're into shooting or you're hiking a long distance, but you don't necessarily know distances as they are marked on the trail. I really like this rangefinder. Again, about $100. Oh, where's my hunting license? This one is made by Sig Sauer. I really like it because it has a red OLED so that you can see, even in dawn and dusk, what the rangefinder is telling you. This is really good. This Halo CL300 is a little less expensive, but I find it's kind of in my backup kit, or if I have a rifle setup that's a loner, I'll throw it in with that. This is my primary. Again, about $100 you can get a decent rangefinder, and it does have a little built-in magnification into the viewfinder, so if you're looking at something you wonder how far away it is, this will help you figure that out, and it does allow you a little bit of magnification, but not as good as, say, a set of binoculars. But rangefinder is a nice thing to have in the kit. Last two categories we're going to talk about. If your outdoors person that you're buying something for does not have some type of multi-tool, I think it's an essential piece of kit, and I have more than one. Gerber makes some good choices. This Gerber tool has served me well. It's a little bit different because the pliers slide in and out, right? But you get a whole bunch of tools in one kit. This one, just the way it's set up, is a little odd. Like, then you close it so the pliers are kind of out there while you're working with your little saw blade or what have you. I don't mind it. I do like it. It is not the one that is generally my preferred. Again, like, this usually lives in the truck just so I have tools if I need it. And again, this is something where if your outdoors person already has one of these, they might like to have another one. This one lives in my truck, and then this one usually travels with me. This is my Leatherman. I've had all manner of Leathermans, the Wave, the 300. This is the rebar. It's about the right size for me to carry. And instead of the sliding pliers, they fold around, wire cutters, knife, file, a couple of screwdrivers, ruler. This is a great setup. We were just out at Garner State Park this weekend, and I had this with me, and I used it on 3 or 4 separate occasions just for little jobs around camp. Super helpful. If the person that you're buying for is more of a minimalist, you might want to consider this. I think Gerber makes one called the Armbar. This is the Leatherman version called the T4. It does have a nice little blade that is set up for one-handed opening, although you got to be a little careful with that so you don't cut yourself. It does have locking tools. The tools are nice and chunky. I like this a lot. And it has scissors, which are actually pretty user-friendly. A lot of scissors in these things kind of stink. This one usually lives in my briefcase. So I have a briefcase, a truck, and then the one that I actually carry when I'm hunting, fishing, what have you. Good multi-tool, will be appreciated by any outdoors person on your list. This isn't quite multi-tool, but fork, knife, spoon set. This one also has a bottle opener, but then, and I don't even know, I think I traded a college textbook for this one. This one is kind of run-of-the-mill, but it does the job. Now, if your outdoors person likes stuff super ultra lightweight and compact, probably a titanium spork would be better. This is my Case Hobo. This is a fork, knife, spoon set by the Case company, and I really got this one because it will be an heirloom piece that hopefully my daughter will take down the trail with her when the time is right. So the Case Hobo is about $100, maybe $120, and you can get a leather sheath for like 10 or 15 bucks additional. This is certainly something that is not a requirement, but it's a luxury, and if you're going to carry it, I kind of like having something that has a little bit of style. Last but not least, for your outdoors person, and this is something that most outdoors people might already have one or more than one, but generally they don't mind having another one, and that is a good knife. You could do a whole show or write a whole book on knives. We're not going to get that far down the rabbit hole. I will just say that there are two basic kinds. You've got the fixed blade knife. This is an old case knife. It may be, I don't know, 80 years old, is my guess. And then you also have your folding knives, like a pocket knife. You can't go wrong, again, like the case Hobo, you cannot go wrong with a case knife. This is the Trapper, I think they call it, with a burled wood handle that my uncle got me 35 years ago, and I still have it, and it's still just as nice as the day I got it. Case, can't go wrong. Also, buck knives, they make both folding knives and fixed blade knives. This I think is called the 110, which is a famous skin-in model. One nice thing about the buck knives, they are still made in the USA. So if that is important to you or your outdoors person, you might want to think about that. Can't go wrong with buck or case. Also, this is more of a gentleman's pocket knife here. This is Maserlin. They are in Italy, Italian company, M-A-S-E-R-I-N, Mazarin. I really like this knife. It just has a nice look to it. It feels good in the hand. I can slip it into my pocket regardless of how I'm dressed. So this is kind of more of my everyday carry. These are kind of more purpose-driven. You can't go wrong with the Opinel, which is the old French picnic knife. These, I think one of these is actually in the, might either be in the Smithsonian or the some art museum for the basic simplicity and the beauty that's found in the function. Or if you don't like those options, this is more of a rescue style knife. This one is, I'll try to do this, I'll cut myself, spring assisted. It flicks right open. It locks. This is by RUKO. Rucco. It does have these little, there's a word for them, I forget it, to help your thumb stay on where it's supposed to be. Has a bit of a serration there in case you have to cut rope. And the other nice thing about this is that it has this glass break here if you needed to help somebody get out of a car. So this is more of like a rescue style knife that has a couple baby tools built in. That's it for the folders. Again, the other thing you might want to consider is a fixed blade knife. Again, this one is by Gerber. This is the Downwind, I think it's called. Great knife, micarta handle. This is about as big of a knife as I would probably generally use. Maybe even a little big if I'm skinning game. If I had my measuring stick, I could tell you how long it is, but it's probably about a 4.5 inch blade, and that's about the biggest that I would ever consider using. My micarta handle is very nice. Gerber makes good tools. I don't think that they're made in the USA. Camillus is another kind of cool company. They used to make the pilot, the old pilot knives, like the Vietnam era and before. These are the pilot survival knives. Camillus is from New York. They no longer make their knives in the United States. This is period piece. This is old. I found it on an old sailboat that I bought. But they still do employ Japanese steel. So the knives may be constructed in China, but they do use Japanese steel. But anytime you have an outdoors person, even if they already have a knife or two, if you get them something that you think really caters to their personality, it's going to be appreciated. And you can get into something nice for them for, again, under $100. So here's a few ideas when you're thinking about the person that has everything, the person that likes to hike, be outside, fish, hunt, go exploring. These are some tools that will be appreciated. You'll know if they have a water purification system or not, hopefully, so that could be a choice. You will know probably if they have a JetBoil or not, which is a good choice. And the other things, the nice thing about them is that people that like to do this type of stuff, if somebody bought me a really nice pocket knife, even though I have all those that I just showed you, I would be very appreciative. I'm sure it would get rotation in my kit. So these are gifts that you really can't go wrong with. I hope this helps you, and I hope you have a really warm and festive holiday season and get to spend time with those you love outdoors. Thanks for coming by. Remember, ValhallaOutfitter.com for more original content, and look forward to seeing you again soon.